Hello, welcome back to Reads of an Apple. My name is Stacy and I'm here to chat with you about the spring or quarterly two, so April, May, and June romance new releases that I am excited for. Now, not all of these I will get to right away. Some of them are the next book in a series I haven't started yet, but I'm just going to go over them all. This list is in no way comprehensive. I do have notes of other books that I am excited about that are coming out, but I'm just not going to mention them in the video. And I know that there are still a couple books on this list you'll see that don't have covers, that don't have official release dates yet coming. And a lot of indie authors I follow don't announce until like books are ready to come out. And also, I have no say on if these books come out on the day that I'm mentioning that they're supposed to be released. So I have no say whatsoever, and hopefully my information is not wrong, but things could change. But yeah, let's just get into it. I got my templates all ready here, so let's just go into April. So April 4th, we have the second book in Jessica Clare's Hex series called What the Hex. I'm a fan of Jessica Clare's contemporary romances. She also has written paranormal books under one of her pen names. I think that one is Jill Miles, or there's a third pen name she also has. And I enjoyed those. I have not read the first book yet, but I do really want to start these, and I'm excited that book 2 is already coming out. Then also on the 4th, we have Anna Maria and the Fox. This is by Liana de la Rosa, and this is the first book in her Luna Sister series. I haven't read any of her books before, but this sounds so cute. I mean, the cover is gorgeous, and this is I don't know if they're Mexican royalty, but they're affluent people from Mexico, and her sisters. It's during the Mexican occupation, one of the occupations. I think it's during the French occupation, if I remember correctly. But her sister Anna Maria and her sisters get sent to London, and it is her romance with, it sounds like a self-made man, and his last name is Fox. But the cover's gorgeous, and I don't know, this, when I read the blurb, I was like, ooh, this sounds super fun. So I'm very excited for that. On April 6th, we have Coach coming out by Devney Perry. Now, I'm kind of surprised that this one made my list of what I was going to talk about in the video, but I had read a couple of Devney Perry books before, and they were kind of for me. And then I recently read her prequel to her Eden series, and I was like, okay, I like this. So I'm intrigued by this one. This is her take on a sports romance, and it is I think a single dad. I think he's a high school coach. He might be a college coach, but he's a former NFL player who's now coaching, and it's his romance. So, I mean, I like sports romances. I like single dads. I'm excited to try something different from Devney Perry and see what I think about that. And then also coming out on the 6th is another new author for me, Mia Henselman's Monopolove. And this is the first book in her Love and Game series. I mean, Monopoly is my favorite board game, but give me a romance series centered around love and board games, and I'm on board. Let's see what I did there. But it sounded super cute, and yeah, I'm here for it. April 11th, I'm very, very excited, is the release of Magic Bites. This is the first book in Kate Daniels, and this is the graphic audio release. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to hear Kitty Kitty in graphic audio format. I am so hyped. I cannot wait to reread this series with the graphic audios. Yeah, I'm super excited, and I mean, what better reason to reread Kate Daniels than with graphic audios, right? Also coming out on the 11th, we have quite a few 11th books here. We have The Realm of Ash and Shadow by Laura Buckheit. This is her debut. It is a fantasy romance. It is the first book in her Realm of Ash and Shadow series. I remember I kind of saw a little bit of information. I didn't read the blurb, but it sounded fun. I think this is more of a new adult fantasy, but I'm finding I'm okay with like the young adult, new adult stuff in the fantasy realm. So I don't know. It just sounded kind of intriguing, and I'm excited to pick up another debut author. And yeah, I'm not sure how quickly I'll get to it, but I'm definitely intrigued to see how this goes. Then also on the 11th, we have Wings, Once Cursed and Bound by Piper J. Drake. This is the first in her new Mythwoven series. I have a couple of Piper's books on my TBR. I have not gotten to them yet, but when I saw the artwork for this, I was like, ooh, what's this? And I got as far into the blurb as the main character is a Thai bird. Like, I can't remember if it's a firebird. It's like Thai mythological bird. And I'm here for it. Like, give me the Thai, the East Asian mythos in a fantasy setting. I'm very excited. And I haven't seen very many Thailand mythology. So I'm very excited for this. Yeah, I'm very excited for it. And then also on the 11th, we have Anna Harrington's final book in her Lords of the Armory series, A Problem Princess. This is book 6. I've only read the first couple books. I need to catch up, but I own all of them in paperback. I already have this one pre-ordered. I pre-ordered it as soon as I got her newsletter announcement that it was out. I can't believe the series is almost done. But if anything, that's a reason to finish the series with the final book out and get it finished up. I am a fan of Anna Harrington. Some of her books are hit or miss for me, but I am a big fan of her Capturing the Carlisle series. She has another series that starts with an M, and the books that I've read in Lords of the Armory I've enjoyed. So I'm excited to have this one. And then let's move to template number 2. So on the 18th, we have Janine Frost's new Night Huntress book, Both Feet in the Grave. And this is the second POV from Bones in the Night Huntress series. So this is, I think the cat book was One Foot in the Grave. So now it's Both Feet in the Grave, I think, if I remember correctly. But I haven't read the first Bones POV, but I definitely would like to. What I'd like to do is, because the first books are coming out in graphic audio, is I'd like to reread the first book and then read the Bones book, and then reread the second book and then reread this one, just to kind of get things meshed together better in my brain. It's been a while since I've read Janine Frost. I love the Cat and Bone series. I love the Night Huntress Expanded Universe series and the Night Prince series, so I definitely would like to reread and then put the Bones books in where they correspond. And then Laura Thalassa, also on the 18th, is starting a new series called Bewitched, of which the first book is also Bewitched. I saw Jen from the Book Refuge got a physical arc of this book, and she read the blurb, and it sounded super interesting. Once again, Laura Thalassa has been on my TBR forever. I still haven't picked up any one of her books, and you know, I'm kind of feeling the witchy vibes for paranormals lately, so I'm excited to see what people think, and maybe this will be the first book I pick up from her. We shall see. Then moving to the 20th, we have the final book in Jenny Bunting's Heart of Gold, or Finch Family series. And the fourth book is Heart of Gold. This is Emily's book, which is the sister. So the first 3 books were the 3 brothers, and now we have the sister. She's a single mom. And in one of Jenny Bunting's recent newsletters, she was just like, I don't always picture famous people in my mind for characters, but I guess the famous person that comes to her mind when she thinks of who Emily is going to be paired with is Joe, aka Mr. Taylor Swift. And I was like, okay, I love this series. And I'm excited to see what's going on with Emily. And her daughter is super adorable. And yeah, I'm happy and sad that the series is coming to a close, but I'm excited. And the cover release for this should be March 31st, April 1st-ish. So when I'm filming this, it has not been released yet, but it's coming soon. Then also on the 20th is a debut. This is a bookstagrammer who is now making her author debut, and it's Waiting for Sunshine by Sarah Pirtle. She kind of went viral on Bookstagram because her and her husband were doing like, I don't know, tropes or things that book boyfriends do to their heroines. And she's so cute. I just actually watched the other day an unboxing of her, unboxing her like print early copy. And so it was like the first time that she's held her book as an actual book in her hands. So it was like so sweet and touching. And yeah, I'm excited to read this. I know it's a veteran romance, and yeah, I'm super excited. Once again, I'm excited to find new authors, especially debut authors. And being that she's a fellow bookstagrammer, I'm also excited to support her in her new foray into writing. Okay, then the 25th, although I think one of these has since changed dates. So the 25th, we have A Rogue's Rules for Seduction by Eva Lee. This is the third book in her Last Chance Scoundrel series. I'm super excited for this. Another gorgeous historical romance cover from Eva Lee, and I'm excited for it. And then the 25th should be The Alice Curse. Although I think I saw that the date has been changed to April 20th. But maybe it hasn't quite changed yet. So it's either the 20th or the 25th. This is the third book in Megan Van Dyke's reimagined fairy tale series. This is an Alice in Wonderland retelling. And from what I know of it, the hero is the White Rabbit. So I'm not sure if he's a shapeshifter or he just has magic that turns him into a rabbit or something, but he's our hero. And then our heroine is actually like a descendant from the original Alice. And he's leading her into Wonderland, and it's their romance story. And I'm a big fan of Megan Van Dyke in this series, and I cannot wait. This cover is gorgeous as well. And yeah, I'm excited. Then on the 27th, we have Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. And this is the first book in a multi-author series. And this one is by Carissa Broadbent, of which I just recently started picking up her fantasy books after I saw it kind of making the rounds on Bookstagram and BookTube again. And I'm all here for this one. This is the first book in the Mortal Enemies to Monster Lovers series. But like I said, all of the other books are by different authors. But I'm excited to try them. And I'm excited to see what she does with this. And then the final book I have to talk about with April is a recent edition that I saw Jen talk about that she saw on TikTok. And that is Bound by Cara Clare. And this is the first book in her Corrupted Classics series. And this is supposed to be retellings. I don't know if they're like dark retellings or whatever, but this is a Jungle Book retelling with Shere Khan being the hero. Maybe anti-hero, but I'm excited. I am here for all of these new types of retellings because they're super fun. Okay, so let's move on to May. So in May, we have the 2nd is the first date I want to highlight. We have The Stolen Throne by Abigail Owen. This is the second book in her Dominions trilogy. I have not read the first book yet. I think I'm going to wait until the third book comes out so I can just read all three of them at once. But I'm a big fan of her other, like her more adult fantasy romances. And I'm excited for Abigail that she's getting this traditionally published fantasy book series made. And yeah, I'm excited for the series to continue for her. And then we also have Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. And this is the first book in her Empyrean series. I don't know if it's fantasy romance or if it's more fantasy with romantic elements, but I saw Carrie from Book for Romance talk about this, and it has something to do with like dragon riders, and our heroine's kind of like an underdog and ends up becoming a dragon rider or something like that. So it sounded super cool, and I was like, okay, I'll add it to my list. Then we have May 9th, one of my most anticipated releases of 2023, Grim and Bear by Juliet Cross. This is the final book in her Stay a Spell series. This is Henry and Claire's book. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I do plan on rereading most of the books in the series, if not all, leading up to release. And I am a member of her Patreon, so I most likely will get an arc of it, but I'm so excited for this book, but I'm also kind of sad because that means it's almost over. But I know some hints of what she has coming next, and so I'm just happy to read anything that Juliet Cross writes, and yeah, I'm very excited for it. Then there is a new trilogy being started by Claire Legrand, and the first book is A Crown of Ivy and Glass. I recently heard her talked about on a podcast for one of her previous books, and it sounded super cool. And then so I was looking at her stuff, and this book sounded really interesting. So I thought this might be a good way to kind of jump in to her and start a new series and see what I think. And then, because this is where her writing is more currently at. And then also on the 9th, I have The Beauty in Scars by M.L. Philpott. This is the third book in the Fractured Ever After series. These are mafia fairy tale retellings. So this one, as you could probably tell, is Beauty and the Beast. The first two books in the series came out earlier this year in 2023. And I have not read them yet. They are on KU. I have the first book checked out on KU since it released. But I know at least last year, around May, was the Mafia Romance Readathon. So I'm thinking I might save these books, at least the first book, to pick up during the Mafia Romance Readathon, because it'll be a new to me author, and it'll be fun that it's a retelling. But I just wanted to say the third book's out now, and I'm very excited for it, and I'm excited to try them whenever I get the chance to. Then on the 10th of May, we have Deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova. This is the first book in her Married to Magic series. When this came out, I saw quite a bit going around about the series, but it's been on my TBR. But the graphic audio is being released, and I was like, I mean, if you want me to pick up a book right away, I guess release it on graphic audio, because I definitely love the way that they're producing things. Kind of listening to some of their newer productions, I feel like their production value is just getting better and better, which makes sense because technology is getting better. They're doing more books, so they're making more money, so they're able to improve everything and hire more people, and like it makes sense that as they grow, things get better. And yeah, so I thought this might be a good way for me to finally pick up this series, and I feel like no matter what, the audiobook will be fun, no matter what the story is. Then we have another debut author on the 11th, and that is Kate Dramis, and this is The Curse of Saints, and this is a fantasy romance, and that's all I remember about it, but I thought the cover was pretty cool with the wolf on it. But yeah, another debut author I'm intrigued by. Then on the 16th, we have The Rachel Experiment by Lisa Lynn. This is the second book in her From Sunset Park with Love series, of which the first book was her debut, and it came out early 2023. I have not read it yet, but it is on my TBR. I do have the ebook for it, so I need to get it read before this one comes out, hopefully, and see what I think about Lisa Lynn's writing. And then on May 16th, we have a new series from Piper Rain, and that is The Problem with Second Chances, which is the first book in her Lake Starlight series. And this is supposed to be set in a small town in Alaska. And I'm not a big second chance person, but I actually found this book because I was looking at information about the second book in the series. And so I was like, ooh, okay, I'll keep an eye when the first book comes out and see what I think and then go from there. But I'm excited. I think I've only read one book from Piper Rain before, but she does a lot of small town romances. And I don't know, this series just intrigued me. Then on the 25th, we have a couple of dark romances I'm excited for. So the first is Dangerous Innocence by Cora Riley. This is the first book in her 5-Leaf Clover series. And in her newsletter, she had said that this is going to be dealing with Irish mafia. And this first book isn't really going to be set in Ireland, but the rest of the series should take place over in Ireland. But that she was very excited, that she was kind of, basically got her mojo back is what it sounded like. And I'm excited to try this new series from Cora Riley. I still haven't finished her Kimura Chronicles, or I think I still have a book or two left in her Bound by Honor series, but I'm excited to see what she does with Irish Mafia. And of the Cora Riley books I've read, I've enjoyed them, so I'm excited for it. And then we have J.T. Geisinger's new series, Morally Gray, and the first book is Liars Like Us. All I know about this is it's her new series, and it's called Morally Gray, which I'm excited for. And that's all I need to know to be interested in picking it up. So I haven't really looked too much into it because I don't want to... This is one that I want to kind of go into blind and see what's going to happen. Then on May 31st, we have the second Kate Daniels graphic audio. So that's Magic Burns. I said it before. I'm so excited for the Kate Daniels in graphic audio. And I'm happy that it seems like we're going to get kind of quicker releases with them. It helps that the series is completely finished. I haven't seen any releases about the third book yet, but maybe they're waiting to see how the first two kind of go before they start releasing release dates for the next books in the series. But I'm hoping we get all 10 and maybe even some of the novellas, especially like full-length novellas, but I'm here for it. And then the final book in May I want to talk about has no release date, has no cover, and that's Craving in His Blood by Zoe Draven. This is the second book in her Brides of Kylor series. It's still being written, but her website and a recent Instagram story still says that she's hoping for a May release. So I will be picking it up as soon as I can too, whenever it's getting released. So yeah, I'm excited to read more from Zoe Draven. And that's it for May. So let's jump into June. June is my birth month, and I'm excited because I think there's a lot of really good books that are going to be coming out around my birthday, and I'm excited for that. So starting off with June 6th, which is the day before my birthday, we have Crazy About You by Lynn Liao. And this is, I think, her adult romance debut, or her romance debut, but it looks super cute, and this is partially epistolary-ish. I guess the heroine lives in a small town, and she either chats or emails or somehow modern epistolary with a firefighter in the big city, and it's their romance. And then we have Lore Olympus Volume 4. So I have both the normal edition and the special edition. I do buy both. I'm excited for this. I will buy every single Lore Olympus until she stops making them, or until the story is done. I love it. Rachel Smythe is amazing. Yeah, and I just can't wait to have them on my shelf. And then on the 9th, we have Reckless by Elsie Silver, which is the 4th book in Chestnut Springs. This is Theo's book, which I'm very excited for. And yeah, I mean, I've been an Elsie Silver stan since I picked her up in 2021, and yeah, I am excited to read more from Elsie, and I can't wait. Then we have probably my, like, the biggest and most excited release day for me, June 13th. We have, so first off, we have Kate Daniels' The Wilmington Years, book number 2, which is Magic Claims. I love the fall cover. New Alona Andrews. I love the first book in this new little spin-off series they're doing. I was super surprised when they announced the next book and it was book number 2. As far as I know, they're still currently writing this one, but they have time to finish it, and I'm just excited. This is a very heavy Kate Daniels release video, but I'm okay for it. I'm here for it. Also on the 13th, we have Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I enjoyed Love Hypothesis and the other books I've read from her. I'm excited for this one. Her covers are always so gorgeous. This is the type of cartoon cover I enjoy, and yeah, I'm excited to read more Ali Hazelwood. Then also on the 13th, we have Scoring the Player by Rebecca Genchak. This is Campus Wallflowers, book number 3. This is Felix and Dahlia's book, and I'm very, very excited for it. Felix is the older brother of the twins in her Holiday with the Players duology that came out at the end of last year. Dahlia is she's a fashion design major, and she's also a golfer. So we've got double sports romance because he's a football player and she's a golfer, and she's very, very shy, and I don't know, I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm a big fan of the books I've read from Rebecca Genchak, and yeah, I'm super excited for this book. And then we have Jill Shalvis, who is one of my favorite contemporary authors. She is coming out with The Sweetheart List, also on the 13th, and this is the 4th book in her Sunrise Cove series. I still have not started this series. I need to start this series. But I mean, I have all of this series. When this series first released, when the first book was announced, she had mentioned, because before this series, it was the Wildstone Sisters or something like that. And she had mentioned when that series started that she was gonna kind of do more women's fiction. But then when the Sunset Cove started, she said she's getting more back into romance. So I don't know how romance, or if it's more of a blend of romance and women's fiction, but I love Jill Shalvis. I'm excited, even though I haven't touched this series yet. I have them all in paperback. I've already pre-ordered this one, and yeah, I love Jill Shalvis. Okay, almost done. Final one. So on the 18th, we have Terpsichore's Temptation by Marilyn Barr. I saw this on Instagram, and this is the first book in her Defying the Gods series, and it seems like it's a mashup of Greek or Roman mythos. It seemed like the heroine was a Greek or Roman god, and the hero was something about Hawaiian mythology. And like the matching, I was just like intrigued. I was like, okay. I tried reading a book last year that had a Hawaiian mythos, and I didn't really enjoy that book very much. But I'm excited to see if this works. This seems like this will be more fantasy, when the other one kind of lied to me on how much fantasy it was going to be. But I'm very excited for it. Then on the 23rd, we have The Vampire in the Bookstore by L.M. Drew. Once again, I saw this cover on Instagram and I went, that's gorgeous. And I mean, two of my favorite things, bookish heroine and a vampire. I mean, what more could we ask for, right? And then on June 27th, we have Playing for Keeps. And this is another debut book. And once again, we got a romance and we've got board games. I mean, what more could you possibly want? I am so excited for this. I read the blurb once when I first saw it. Like I said, it's another debut author, and I'm just here. The board games is like making its way into the romance realm. Give me all of the things that I can connect to. Like, that would be, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. And of course I covered up her name here. So let me see if I can zoom in so I can tell you the name. Okay. So it's Tristan Crone is the author. Okay, then we have the second book in Lorraine Heath's The Chessmen Masters of Seduction series, and that is The Notorious Lord Knightley. So I'm super duper excited for a new release from Lorraine Heath. I'm a big fan of Lorraine Heath. Then on the 27th, the last dated release we have is The Issue with Bad Boy Roommates. This is the second book in Piper Rain's Lake Starlight. And like I said, this is the book that intrigued me about the series. So, I mean, bad boy roommate situations. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Let me look into this. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. Then we have a couple of books that don't really have a date yet. So, first off, Jackie Lau, in her most recent newsletter, announced that coming in June, she is starting her new indie series, Weddings with the Mox. And book one should be out in June. I have no title. I have no name. All I know is it's a new book from Jackie Lau, and I am ready for it. And I'm excited that she's starting a new series, and it seems like going to be based around weddings, but it seems like we're going to kind of be doing another family-based series, which she likes to do a lot, either family or friend groups. And I mean, I will read anything that Jackie Lau writes, so she's another one of my favorite contemporary authors. And then we have part one of the release of A Court of Silver Flames in graphic audio. Supposed to come out in June. Part two, I think, is in August, so I might wait until the part two comes out to read it, but as soon as they're available on Hoopla, I will be checking them out and doing a reread. I read the first couple books in ACOTAR with the graphic audios, and I'm excited to continue reading the graphic audios for these books. I love them. I absolutely love them. And that's it. That's all I have to talk to you about for new releases that are coming in April, May, and June of 2023. Like I mentioned before, this isn't fully comprehensive. I have lists and notes of other books coming out that just didn't make my list here. But yeah, if you're interested in any of these, or if you have a book that you're super anticipating that I didn't mention here, pop it down below. I'd love to see if it's something that I would like to pick up that maybe I hadn't heard was coming out. If you'd like to just leave me an emoji, leave me a cloud, either a rain cloud or a sunny cloud, because we're getting into spring and I'm super excited for it. And you know, April showers bring me flowers, or you can leave me a flower emoji. How about that? Either clouds or flowers. But otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all soon with another video.